Have you ever gotten I don't know, liked or whatever it's called, by like a professional athlete in Philadelphia?
I have
Yeah, that happens a
actually.
lot.
Yes. And it's so funny because growing up, and this is like just so silly, like, people want to be a teacher, which I did want to be a teacher, but like my little like fake thing, I'm like, I want to be an NFL wife. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
gonna be my job. And then I'll open like a yoga studio or whatever. Um,
Welcome to another episode of the In Your Home podcast.
So
Yeah, I don't. This is
I
market. Tony B is happy to.
would have to be Barclay Prime.
so how many games do you
Grew up in Monmouth County, Central Jersey, my whole life.
Now in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis.
Well, I love being an artist, man, because I want to make stories and
I'm based here in Philly for about 30 plus years now.
The commercial market is in good shape.
No, I need to be in control of everything. I'm a control freak.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to another episode of the In Your Home podcast. It's been quite a long time since I've done this, but I'm back again for a new season. Spent the summer like enjoying summer, recorded a reality TV show, and was sick of video, but now I'm back to do it again. And we have a special guest today. I'm going to let her introduce herself now to everybody.
yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
So my name is Vanessa. I am the lead for Date Philadelphia, which is a singles event that happens at least once a month in
Yeah.
Philadelphia. We make it a safe space where singles can come and introduce each other, mingle, flirt. Sometimes, people hang out and stay past the event or leave the event early and skedaddle together. And it's just a great way for people to meet each other outside of dating apps. Growing up, I grew up in South Jersey.
Okay.
And personally, dating apps in South Jersey was the same three people over and over and over again. So when I moved to Philadelphia, I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so excited. Like there has to be a better dating market out here. And not that there isn't, it's just dating apps are hard.
Mhm.
And when I saw that Date Philadelphia was a community and they were hiring, I'm like, this is actually right up my alley. I love planning, organizing, and I'm single and ready to mingle. So I was like, why not take advantage and maybe see what else the dating world has for me? Because, yeah, I'm over Hinge and everything else that's out there. So that's how I got to Date Philadelphia.
Okay. So are you still on dating apps also or no?
No, I would say I haven't officially deleted my profiles. So
Yeah.
if somebody happens to come across it, like, yeah, that's me, but I am not actively on the apps.
Okay.
And I haven't for a while. Like they're probably all logged off. So who knows, like if I have likes or messages, and if I do, I'm sorry in advance. But since switching to the events and running the events, my goal is not to necessarily find somebody, but I do get to meet a lot of nice people, and some people, do
Make it
intrigue
into-
me more than others. But it's more just to also create that space for everyone else, because I do, like, as a single female, I do know how it is hard to date and it is hard to meet people in real life. And I feel like that's like everyone's goal, but I mean, you want to like bump carts with somebody in Trader Joe's and, get happily ever after married when that's hard. And even
Yeah.
meeting people in the gym or in other social areas is hard. You don't know who's single, who's not. So in our events, everyone's there for the same purpose. And even if you don't find a good connection, like people have left with friendships and they keep coming like, oh my goodness, I've met this girl and we come to your events together, but we also hang out on the side and like do yoga and do things. So it's a space to just like really create connections, whether that be romantic or like friendships.
Friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that for?
It's been about 4 months, almost 5. Date Philadelphia actually just hit it's hitting their 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
They did have a previous lead before me. I'm not exactly sure why they part ways, but they did part ways. And I mean, I'm personally happy about it. And I think that it's grown to be a great event space thus far. So since the transition, so I think that that's been good.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 months.
Nice. So do you actually like find the place to have the event, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I Date Philadelphia is part of a lot of other cities. There's Date Columbus, Date Nashville, Date Cincinnati, Date Cleveland. There's a bunch of cities that are part of this brand that
Okay.
3 founders like made together, and I'm the lead for Philadelphia. So all of my bosses are technically in Ohio.
Mhm.
So as being the lead in Philadelphia, I will find the venues, send over some like dates. I'll kind of help make if there's like a theme that I'm kind of shooting for, or they'll say like, hey, this does really well in, this city. Maybe we should try it in Philadelphia. And they'll help with the communication aspect. Sometimes I will go in person. Like if some bars are just hard to contact,
Yeah.
you can email and DM all you want and call, but it's an
Mhm.
endless loop. So sometimes I do just like walk in like, hey, and I explain what Date Philadelphia is, what we would like to do in their space. And most places are very excited and want to work with us, especially when they like see our social media and see like how many people we can bring into their space. So, but yeah, like being a Philly, living in Philadelphia, it's a great way. I just like, I'm like, oh, I go to a bar and I'm like, this would be a great spot to host a dating event. And that's
Yeah.
kind of just like how it goes.
So how do you get people to come? Is it through social media? Is that the only?
So mostly through social media. I'm also a super personable person, so I am not afraid to like walk up to strangers
just
and I'm
tell
like,
them.
hey, are you single? And it's funny when they think that, if it's like a guy and they think that I'm like talking to them. And I'm just like, well, not for me, actually. Like, but come to my dating events. Like, there'll be
Uh-huh.
other great girls there. So sometimes in person, social media. We post our like tickets on Eventbrite, and some people like actually search Eventbrite itself for local events. So sometimes people just find it on Eventbrite. Sometimes I hang flyers. I've gone to other events that other companies or not dating events, but just like other events that are happening in Philly, and I'll kind of just like talk to people there and get the word out that way as well. And yeah, just honestly, just making it known, and people tell other people, and people that come to the event and have a great time, they also share it that way. So yeah.
So when you have these events, do you ever like find out like if someone had success meeting someone, do they
Yeah.
tell you? Or?
So sometimes I'll get like a message of like, oh, I met this great person, like, and they'll tell me about it via Instagram, and I will like, ask if I can share it. Some people
Mhm.
don't want it shared just because they want to keep it more like, they're like, wait, I want to wait a couple more months, like make sure
Yeah.
it's really real, and then you can share it. And some just say, yeah, just take my name off and then you can share my story. Others have gone to an event and then you won't see them for a long time, and then out of nowhere you'll like see them again, and you're just like, oh, like, hey, how have you been? And they'll kind of like say, oh, I met someone here and I was dating them for a while. There actually was one guy who was dating someone prior to me running it. He met someone at the dating event. They were dating for about 3 to 4 months. Unfortunately, the girl got a job elsewhere and moved, and he felt it was too early in a relationship to kind of relocate.
Mhm.
So he took some time to himself because he did feel like that was a really strong connection.
Yeah.
But then he came back and told me, and I was like, oh, well, that was almost like a super
Close.
successful story, except for the fact that she moved cities.
Yeah.
But no, it's like people don't like to share until it's like really real, because I feel like in the early stages they kind of feel like they don't want to like jinx themselves. But there have been success stories, and there have been people that have come and then come back months later like, hey, we dated for a while, which happens. You date someone for a few months and then you realize like, maybe not, and then you just try again. That's what dating is.
Have you heard of any like horrendous stories from the events?
It is. Oh, so I actually there was one female. It was my first event, and she was like, I need to go right now. And I was like, no, like, what's wrong? Like, what can we adjust? And she's like, that guy over there, I ghosted him. And I was like,
Before the event, you're saying?
before the event, and they had no idea that they were,
Both
going to be
coming?
at this event. And now she emails me prior to each event, and she's like, is so and so going to be there. And sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. And that just like makes me laugh because they met completely separate.
And then see each other at the
Yes. Same instances where people have met at the events, kind of talked after, went separate ways. And then of course they're not communicating, and they'll like, they'll skip a few events and they'll come back and they're like, oh my goodness, the person's here. And it's like crazy odds because they'll both like skip out on some and then come back. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Because we don't really get a lot of repeats. There might be like anywhere from like 2 to 6 people that you've seen at the last event. Almost each event is like brand new people.
Okay.
So when there's like a weird repeat situation or like something ended like awkwardly, like the odds of that happening, I'm just like, oh, well, that's crazy. But overall, like nothing, everyone's pretty respectable like to each other. And if anything like does seem a little off, I kind of like intervene right away. That way it doesn't escalate, because we want to keep like the Date Philadelphia name to be like pure and like really be a safe space. So we try not to like have too many crazy things, but it is awkward when you like ghost somebody and then you see them in person. It's one thing to ghost, on an app, because then you're like, okay, I won't ever see them. When you ghost in real life, it is a little awkward.
All right. So here's a question. So do you think that the people on dating apps are worse than the people you would meet in real life, better than the people you would meet in life, or exactly the same exact people that you meet in real life?
I say better.
Okay.
And I say better because...
Wait, you saying the people on the apps are better or off the apps?
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Okay.
Off the apps are better. And some people do both. So,
Okay.
but I do feel like people that are willing to put themselves out there in person normally have great personalities, and they're able to like hold a conversation. They're able to make you laugh. They're able to kind of like, I think putting yourself out there is so brave, where when you're behind a screen, anything goes. You can say anything crazy. And some people are genuine on apps.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to like, put them all in the same category, but I feel like to have that self-awareness to be like, I can go to this app I can go to this event where everybody's single, be myself, try to shine through. I feel like that just like shows a characteristic that not everybody has.
Okay.
And not to, call out genders, but males, really. I feel like females are more likely to come out and be social in events. Normally our female tickets will sell out or sell faster than our male tickets, where our males, within 72 hours of the events, that's when they skyrocket, because I think they're very, it's easier for them to be like behind a screen than it is for them to come out in person.
So at the events, is it like an equal amount? Or?
Yes, we always end up with an equal amount, which like works out. But I'm always on the edge of my seat, like the week of, because I'm like, okay, like where are the males? When are they coming? But then seriously, like every single time, like 72 hours before the event, the males tickets will like double. Okay. And like sometimes we even have more males than like, and when I say more, it's like 3 to 4. We're not free to tell, but they're very last minute.
Is that because you push them at the end, or is it they're more spontaneous?
I think they're more spontaneous, where some women like me like a plan. Like we have a calendar and we're going to write it in there and we're going to be there, where, guys are more like, I don't know what I'm doing that day. Like if I'm free, I'll come. If not, I won't, which is again, fine. And we're happy to have them. But I do feel like it is easier on an app to like hide and do those things. So
do you, when you were on the apps, or if you're whatever the apps, do you find one better than the other? Like, or would you have an order of like the popular apps of like which is the best versus the worst? Or do you think they're all the same?
So I would say based off things I've heard, because I've only ever have tried Hinge. For the longest time, I actually was like anti-app. I was like, I'm going to meet my person in person. And then I realized that was really difficult.
Yeah.
So then I just like tried Hinge out just to see. But based off what I've heard from, being in this community and just like talking to friends, I do feel like Hinge is definitely like one of the number one apps these days. But right after Hinge, I would say is Bumble. And Bumble is the one where like females make the first move and like, I guess, prompt the males. I've never tried it, but have heard some people have success with that. And then I guess it goes to Tinder, but I do think Tinder still has that like stigma of more for casual daters than long-term daters. I guess you can word it like that. And then of course there's like the ones you can pay for or like you have to be accepted in. But we don't hear about those as much in this area, at least. I feel like if we were more like, you know, in New York City or LA or Chicago, a different demographic, we might have more of those apps. But in Philadelphia, definitely like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder are top 3 I hear and see about, and get those like, sometimes people like will actually tell me a crazy story from the apps and then say, I can't do it anymore. Like, can I please come to your event? And I'm just like, yikes, like, yeah, here you go. We're happy to have you.
Have you ever gotten, I don't know, liked or whatever it's called, by like a professional athlete in Philadelphia?
I have,
Yeah,
actually.
that happens a lot.
Yes. And it's so funny because growing up, and this is like just so silly, like, you know, people want to be a teacher, which I did want to be a teacher, but like my little like fake thing, I'm like, I want to be an NFL wife. Like that's going to be my job. And then I'll open like a yoga studio or whatever. And I have matched with some football players in the Eagles team. But
multiple,
but, and I do have, there are a few other that I talk to still just like friendlies. They're not in the area, but on some other teams. But, it's definitely harder because you're just definitely like, it's not like the normal guy you would talk to. And I feel like and again, I'm not trying to put them all in a group, but a lot of them are like looking for something more casual than something more serious, which again is fine. But personally, when talking to them, I'm just like, like this is like, if you were not an Eagles player, I would not be talking to you right now. Like some of the things they say. And so, and the one, I remember I was going through a phase where I was not on Hinge for so long. And when I re-downloaded the app, I was going through like all my likes, which go so far. Yeah. And I saw he liked me. It was so long ago that by the time I re-liked him, I guess like he like saw that he liked me like 2 months ago. And then I finally said yes. And then he unmatched me before we could even start talking. Wow. But that was also on me. I wasn't on Hinge at the time, so I just didn't see it. But so maybe he's the one that got away. We never know.
Maybe. I was dating someone who dated a current Eagle who dated him at the very beginning of stages of his career when he like was nobody. And like now he's someone big. It wouldn't have worked anyway, but that's not the what was my next one? Oh, so are any of them like married or with a girlfriend?
Not ones that I have seen, but I know there is an Eagles player who is infamous for like, I'm not sure if you've on Facebook, there's like groups like, are we dating the same guy? Yeah. And he's been posted in there multiple times on different sites that he's been a part of. And I remember I knew he had a girlfriend because I ran into him at a store with his girlfriend. And then like with my best friend. And after some time, we're like, wait, are they still together? And people just like kept posting like him on dating apps and him here. And yeah, they broke up and we realized like, you know, poor girl, like he definitely cheated on her. But I mean, he was sweet talking to him when I met him. But I mean, you know, when you get big and obviously the Eagles blew up over this past year, it's hard to like, you know, I mean, actually, if you're really into someone, it's not hard. Yeah. But when you're easily tempted and, you know, maybe you aren't into the person that you're with, it is easy to fall into those traps. And as a professional athlete, when it's just like right there, why not? Until you're ready to, like, once they're ready to settle, they'll settle. Yeah. So it's been pretty much all Eagles, not the other sports teams. I haven't seen, actually, there was one Flyers player. Okay. But did you even know who he was? No, I don't watch hockey. I just like saw in his pictures, it was like Flyers. And I remember I Googled him to see if it was like real because he was verified as well. And he was real. But, and we chatted a little bit, but I wasn't as excited. It's not the right words. I'm like, I'm not looking for that. If it pops up, cool. But, I don't watch hockey. So if you ask me today, I have to like go in my search history to like find out who it was. I can't even remember. Okay. But I have seen a Flyers play, but I haven't seen, like no Phillies. I know that there is one Phillies player that is a little more out there, but I'm not sure if he's like on. I've heard stories. I think. Yeah, or if it's just like in DMs. Yeah. So speaking of that site, that Facebook group, would you say the people that are posted on that group are true stories, girls that didn't work out with the guy, jealous people,
or all of the above?
So I personally feel like if you are posting a guy that you are talking to or a guy that you are like actually with, dating, married, and you're having to post him into a group like that,
Yeah.
I think that that's your sign that that's
not
not your
work.
person.
Yeah.
Like if you have a feeling that he's cheating, he's probably cheating. Like you are going and you're finding the evidence, because I feel like that sometimes is easier to be like, okay, well now I have evidence, but also it just like hurts more because like the guy is still, whether if he was caught cheating or not caught cheating, like you know that he was cheating. So like that necessarily won't, I feel like, make a difference for the guy. But as a girl, I feel like it's a way to kind of like, or if you think he's cheating and you don't find evidence that way, then you're like, oh, okay, everything's good. But really deep down, again, if you're questioning if your partner is cheating, then there's something else that's deeper that you should probably look into. And sometimes they aren't. Sometimes it's like your own insecurities. If you have had a bad relationship where someone was a cheater, like you're most likely to think like, oh, he came home an hour later than he said he would. He probably was cheating, when really, the guys really did just have a couple extra rounds in, Madden or whatever they were doing. So, but I feel like most times, like the comments, it's so sad. And you just want to like tell the girl like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. Like you don't deserve this. And, or sometimes it is like a genuine, like, oh, I'm talking to this guy on an app. Is he safe?
See what he's like.
Like, is he like, anyone know him? I'm not from here. Is he a real person? Anyone know? Like, but then sometimes I feel like that gets back to them.
Yeah. What happens is, so I've been on there. What happens is, it was not even someone I ever met.
Yeah.
And then all my friends tell me, and I'm like, it's traumatic.
Yeah.
And
No,
you're like, I never even met the person yet.
My one friend is on there, and he says that the things on there are not true. And I'm not here to judge anyone.
Yeah.
I'm
I think it's both.
I am his
think
friend.
it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the people can also be mean in comments. Like, so if I'm being genuine, like, hey, I met this guy on, an app, or I met this guy somewhere, anyone know him? Sometimes the people in the comments are just like, oh, well, I've heard X, Y, and Z, or, oh, he looks like X, Y, and Z. And it can be like a form of bullying in a way. So I'm more of a watcher.
Yeah.
I just kind of like look. I've never, if I post a man, that means it's not a man.
Not.
So, to each their own. But that's a scary group to be in.
Yeah. It's a scary group to run, I would think.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And it's always anonymous. So you also never know who's really posting.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me ask you just some like random trivia type questions.
Okay.
How much would you guess the average man spends on dating in Philadelphia?
Is that in one night or
in a year?
In a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
In 2025.
I would definitely say like in the thousands. Let's say, I would say it around $5,000 maybe.
That is really good. So if a guy's on one date a week throughout the entire year in Philadelphia, he spends an average of $5,044 a year.
Oh wow, look at that.
He goes on 2 dates, half of that pretty much.
No, and that's
Yeah.
you guys, you complain
And
about
that's
that too.
That's like a $97 date, which is starting to get hard.
Yeah, because if you these days you buy 2 drinks and 2 meals.
And if
and
you
then
meet
tip.
someone that like drinks doubles, then it's double that.
That's one thing. I am a cheap date. I'm super lightweight, so I'm either drinking a mocktail or 1 drink and I'm done. So
That's good.
wink if anyone's watching.
But yeah, at least $5,000.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of
on
money.
that. What else can I ask you? If you had $50 to spend on yourself in Philadelphia, where would you go?
$50. So $50 in Philadelphia, I feel like is like
Not that much.
not that much. But if I'm thinking like treating myself to like a happy hour, I would probably go to like R&D, which is right in Fishtown,
that
because
place.
they
Yeah.
have great cocktails and great food and great apps for a super low price. I can probably honestly feed a family with $50.
Mhm.
If I'm thinking more of like clothes, I would just like stop at one of like, the Eagle stores and get myself some merch, but that might only
One
pay
thing.
for a hat. But at least I would have a nice new hat for an Eagles game.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, $50. It's
How about if you were on a date with a guy and he asked you to split the bill, what would you say?
okay, I've had this happen. Yeah, honestly, it's a red flag because, and it's not one where I am like, if we are together, I will treat and I will do things like that. But if it's like one of the first, honestly, I say first 3 dates,
Mhm.
and you're, especially if, honestly, first one, if you're asking me
Yeah.
to split, it's like, did you like want to really go out with me, or did you want to
Yeah.
just go out with a friend? Because I feel like, and it may be like cliche, but I do want to be wine and dine. It doesn't need to be somewhere fancy. Like, take me, if you don't have money to pay for the whole bill, let's go to a wing night.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a little messy, but like, let's go to a happy hour. Let's go somewhere where it's, or Taco Tuesday, something where you can like, your money can go further.
Mhm.
Because then at that point I'm thinking like, okay, if he is on a budget, which we can respect a budget, then you also like, you can't properly plan with your money. And I feel like that's just like,
Yeah.
that's not something that I would want to invest more time in early on. And again, like, I am a giver, so I have no problem like down the line, like taking you out to dinner and paying for the whole meal. That's not even an issue.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you should want to like not spoil, but like,
Yeah.
not ask me to pay half the bill or anyone to pay.
But it happens frequently, right?
It does happen.
These days?
And then, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, that was, I would have went out to dinner with my friends. Like, my
Yeah.
friends and I split the bill, and that's way
Yeah.
more fun than this date that I'm never going to see you again. So,
Okay. One of my friends, this is what happened, and I'm going to ask you what you think the opinion.
Okay.
Like, somebody asked her out and said, "Do you want to get drinks after dinner?" What would your interpretation be of that?
ooh, and is this first date?
Yes.
Okay, so if you,
Well, it was the first, and then it happened again.
okay, so I'm thinking that his intentions are a little less serious, maybe, because I feel like if we're going out to dinner, one, there normally are drinks at dinner. So if you want to
Yeah.
get drinks after dinner, I feel like that's giving you want to like get a little more, loose, but then you also like want to bring me somewhere after. Like, the final stop is probably not going to be just drinks. And again, like, that's fine if that's what the conversation was starting with. But I feel like initially to like right away go from like, oh, should we get drinks after this? I'd be like, well, aren't we drinking now? Like, or we could just like get dessert. Why do we want to?
Well, I'll take it a step further. Does R&D have food? Because I when I was there, it did.
Yeah, they do have food.
So when this person went, they were told, we're not doing food at R&D because they don't have food, but they do have food, right?
Yeah. So I guess I would just be confused.
Okay.
I would be very confused. I'd just be like, And then especially I feel like when you walk in places, they give you menus.
Mhm.
So how do you hide that there's no food at a place? Because when you walk into R&D, you get a food, and the food and drink menu is kind of actually they have a QR code these days. Just scan it, but it sees everything. But
it has food on it.
yeah, and what I have had happen is people like, oh, let's grab drinks first and then
See
dinner.
that? Yeah.
And that is, I feel like definitely like an okay that doesn't raise any type of flags. But I feel like to do dinner and then drinks, or to say, hey, we're not eating,
Just flat out.
then I just say,
eliminate.
hey, let's just grab drinks. Like, forget because it's normal to also just say, hey, I want to grab a cocktail. Like, that's normal. Like, you don't want to spend, it's very normal to not want to have, expensive dinner be your first date. That's
Mhm.
okay. Also, there's coffee. Grab a coffee.
Okay. Philly colleges. What are the top acceptance rates? What's the number one being the hardest to get in, and number 5 to be the easiest to get in?
Okay.
There's a lot more than 5 colleges, but I'm just taking
a lot
the top.
more. I would say number 1 hardest to get in is probably Penn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Ivy League, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Definitely hard to get in. I don't know order wise.
I should say Philly area, because some of them are like not in
Let's
the
say
next
make
list.
it on that list at least. Maybe like Villanova. Was that on the list?
Villanova's number 3.
Okay.
And the acceptance rate is 25%.
Oh, yeah, that's serious.
University of Pennsylvania, 6%.
Yeah, no, shout out to my brother. He did get denied.
Yeah.
That's okay though. Is Drexel on that list?
Drexel would be number 4 at 78%.
That's pretty solid. Okay,
Yeah.
well then if Drexel on the list, I feel like Temple
Is 5.
5. Okay, so I need to go back to a harder
Temple
college.
is 83%.
Is LaSalle hard to get into?
LaSalle's on a list, but that's even easier than
Easier, that's
Temple.
what I
I
figured.
think it's
Okay,
like
let me think.
94%.
Let me think. What would be harder? So I'm just missing number 2.
It's a really good, smaller private school, kind of outside the city, but it's close. You might not get it.
I don't know.
Swarthmore.
I would have never guessed
Yeah,
that.
it actually is 7%. It's hard
Wow.
to Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Name 5 perfect first date ideas in Philadelphia.
Ooh. 'Tis the season. It's a perfect time to go to a festival. I think it's a great first date. You can walk around, grab something small to eat, see
Like
some vendors.
Halloween type?
Like just like the fall ones where it's like
Okay.
vendors and like you can walk around. There are some pumpkin-y type activities coming around too, which I think is great. Like nice outdoor activity is great, I think, in the fall. Coffee, super easy. Going to dinner, drinks, same type of vibe, super easy. I have had people invite me to a workout class. I've never done it.
For a first date?
For a first date. I've never done it. I think it's unique. Somehow I always get out of them because I do feel like sweating and like having my hair up and like just, I don't know. For me, it's not my cup of tea, but have been asked multiple workout first dates. So I think people might be into that. Like Philly's a very active area. So
Okay.
I think that might
Did
be.
you meet at an active place or having nothing to do with it?
No.
Okay.
No. But I think I do like say like, I enjoy working out. And then
Yeah.
right away they're like, oh my goodness, well, like,
Let's meet.
let's go do this. And sometimes it's like intense. Like, I do not want to go to Orange Theory for a first date. Like that's embarrassing. You're going to see me passed out, you know? Like I feel like yoga maybe would be more acceptable. But even then, if it's hot yoga, like I'm dripping sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, sporting events are hard. Like Phillies, I feel like when it's not playoff season would be an easy first date, but then it's also like long. I feel like first dates are meant to be like a little shorter. That way, if you don't.
Baseball's long too.
Baseball is really long. So if that should be like maybe date 3 once you like realize you do like the person, but date 1, something short and sweet. That way, if you don't like it, you can easily just like, oh, you know, it's time for me to.
Yeah.
What
would be like
whatever.
3 dates that you would not want to be on a first date or places to go there?
Okay, so working out. Although I just named it for the other one, definitely don't want to sweat on the first date. Another first date, I would not like anything that's like kind of gives like an errand in a way. Like I don't want to like go and do like a certain like okay, like for instance, I feel like thrifting is fun with your friends, but I feel like with a date that doesn't really make sense. Like something where it's more structured. And something else I would not want to do. I guess anything that's an activity that would take more than 2 hours. Because I feel like at that, like honestly, my first date max is 2 hours maximum. And that includes like dinner, anything. And so I feel like anything that's too long, because if I don't like the person, then I feel like I'm just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Or I know you didn't ask for a fourth option. Anywhere where I don't have a way out myself. Like if it's somewhere like weird, like in
hiking?
Yes. Well, it depends. Hiking, like when it's pretty local and you have phone service and like you can easily just like drive home, like it's drive 15 minutes, that's fine. But I'm not going to drive like somewhere crazy where now I need to drive an hour back home. Or we drove together and now I'm like stuck with you.
Okay.
So now we're where I'm stuck.
Okay. So Eagles start. And are you an Eagles fan?
Huge Eagles fan.
Okay. So what are the top 10 places to watch an Eagles game according to ChatGPT in Philadelphia?
Ooh. Is Lucy's on the list?
Lucy's is number 4.
Okay.
Never been there to watch a game.
Xfinity, but now they call it Stateside. That's definitely up there.
That is number 10.
Chickies and Pete's
is not on the list.
Not on the list. Interesting. It gets pretty packed in there. Garage.
Garage is number 9.
Okay. Why am I not thinking of that bar? I can picture it. I'm thinking of, is Traders on the list?
It is not on the list.
Not on the list.
There's another like really old historic one that everybody goes to for everything. A lot of people meet dates there, I'm told, actually.
Oh my goodness, why am I not thinking? Okay, hold on, let me think.
It's in Center City. It's Irish.
Oh, duh, McGillen's.
Yes, number 1.
I don't know why I didn't even think about that. Okay, yes, McGillen's.
The second one's also Irish. I think there's a couple locations, but this one's in Rittenhouse Square. It's a popular place, like for years.
I feel like I don't go to Rittenhouse that often.
Kavanaugh's.
Oh yeah, I haven't been there. I've not been there for a game either.
Yeah, that's number 2. Number 3 is in Northern Liberties, Craft Hall.
Okay, good to know.
Never been there for
Never
a
been
game
there either.
I live
for a
in
game.
Northern Liberties. Never
Yeah,
been
no,
there.
it's right next door to me.
Number 5, I never even heard of Sports and Social in Rittenhouse.
Well, let's try it out.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's in South Philly. Founding Fathers,
Have not heard of that.
Wicked Wolf.
Wicked Wolf. Okay,
That's number 6, and the number 7 I've never been to, but I keep hearing things about. It's in Chinatown called Bar LY.
Oh, I haven't been there either.
That is ChatGPT's list.
There we go.
Yeah,
And I do feel like people pick a bar and kind of stick to it.
to the same one.
Yeah. Unless it's like, playoff season, then I feel like everyone's kind of wants to be on Broad Street.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for the most part, like, people have like a go-to bar, and that's like where they go every game.
I'm gonna have you blindly rate these 5 dating spots. So
Okay.
basically, I'm gonna give you like a place, and you have to say 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Number
Okay.
1's being like your favorite place, and we'll see what you end up with.
Okay.
Dave and Buster's.
Honestly, I give it a 3.
Okay.
That's pretty fun.
How about the Spruce Street Harbor Park?
Okay, so I've never been, but it sounds very like cute outdoorsy.
Mhm.
So I'd honestly give it a 4.
4. How about the Walmart on Aramingo Avenue?
Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. Negative 5. I can't even put that on my list.
I know someone that loves Walmart. Like,
No, and
go
that's
there, like,
fine.
yeah,
It's fine. I love Walmart. I'm not a Walmart hater,
yeah.
but we're not going on a date to Walmart.
Okay, I agree. Dinner at Zahav.
Okay, I like dinner too.
So what number?
2. I give it number
2.
2. Yeah.
And what are we left with? 1.
And 1, I know I'm nervous. I feel like my switch
1
something
is
out.
rooftop drinks at Bach Bar.
Oh, that's
Good
solid.
one?
That
It
is
worked
very
out well.
solid. Very solid. No, I actually I love Dave and Buster's. Like, I'm a game person. I feel like that is a fun first date. Dave and Buster's. I feel like it's light. You can like see if they're competitive. I'm
And-
competitive, so I want to win. So
A lot of
bowling.
little
Oh my gosh,
kids.
why did I not name that? Also, yes, first dates, bowling. Bowling is
Yeah.
a great first date.
I've been to North Bowl a lot.
North Bowl is fun. And then
Yeah.
bar. It's honestly perfect.
Yeah.
You can wait for your lane, talk a little bit, bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
What else? So tell everyone like when the next event is. And how they
Yes.
could-
So our next event is September 15th. It's a Monday at Frankfurt Hall. It will be speed dating. So each event is a different type of theme or a mixer. So our last one was a summer send-off, a single summer send-off, and that was at Liberty Point. And it was outdoor by the water. It was a great, beautiful night. And now we're doing speed dating because people have been requesting it. The first hour will be 3-minute mini dates with everyone that is there. We'll rotate one of the genders. And the hour after will be a mixer. So you'll get to kind of talk to everyone that's there, maybe talk a little longer to some people, meet some friends, a little bit lighter, less pressure than the one-on-one date. At the end of the night, you do turn in your card, and your card will have your top 3 people that you met. And if they also match with you, I'll send you guys a message that you guys were each other's like on each other's lists. And if you didn't already exchange information, you would be able to exchange that way. So,
Looks like it'd be a good time. Yeah.
and
You
for future events, we're trying to get pickleball planned. So if for those who like pickleball or are competitive, that's coming up. We always have a nice little costume party in October. And in hopefully November or December, we are going to do a singles watch party for one of the Eagles games. I do have a game in mind, but I need to coordinate with some bars first. And I think that'll be super exciting. So like during the commercial breaks, we'll have like fun little cute, quick dating questions where like you answer real quick and then you match people that have that similar answer. And then you watch the game during the game times.
Do you think the men will
Hopefully
hopefully
they're not too deep in their sports betting or like in their fantasy teams. They're able to like take a second. But I think it'll be like a fun, light way because, if it's not, if it's an intense game, good luck to everyone there. But I think it's just a good time to get people in the same space. And then after the game, there's no like, wait, you're not forced anyone to leave. So you're going to just like stay and say, sorry, I was so intensely watching that. Like now I want to, actually get your number. So leaves that open.
Sounds fun. I'm going to give you a list of 10 celebrities.
Ooh.
3 of them are not from Philadelphia. Can you name which 3 aren't from Philly?
Okay.
Kevin Hart, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, Meek Mill, Jack Nicholson, Taylor Swift, Questlove, Tina Fey. I said Meek Mill, right? And that's it.
Okay. I'm going to go Denzel Washington. Is he?
It's one that isn't from Philly.
Okay. Towards the end, you said Questlove. I don't even know who that is. So I'm going to go they're not from Philly.
He's from Philly. He's in The Roots.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the main guy of The Roots.
Okay. There we go. Learn something new. And then go back up from Questlove. There was someone
I'll just read them all and you
Okay.
can tell me. Will Smith, Kevin Hart, Bradley Cooper, Meek Mill, Kobe Bryant, Tina Fey, Questlove, Denzel Washington, Taylor Swift, Jack Nicholson.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey is from Philadelphia.
No way.
I was born in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who were the people that were not then?
Taylor Swift.
Okay, so I was gonna say Taylor Swift, but
she's like
sometimes
outside of Philly.
She like claims sometimes,
Yeah.
like when she has a Philly show, she'll be like, "I grew up coming
Yeah.
here." So
Probably was in the city one time before, like.
yeah, I never know where to go with that one. So
Yeah. And Jack Nicholson. is
Okay.
not from here. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. So I think we just have like a couple more minutes. Is there anything you want to ask me or tell people or?
I just feel like if you are considering coming to an event, it is nerve-wracking. I feel like that's one of the number one things I always hear is people are nervous. Everyone there is nervous. You're in a community of people that are like putting themselves out there, and everyone there is single and go in with those nerves. But soon after you realize like, oh, everyone's here for the same reason, same purpose. I normally have games, icebreakers, things to make you feel more comfortable. So don't let that stop you. Are you single?
Oh God, that's a tough question. I was married, I was divorced, and was with someone for the summer, and it was a really interesting relationship, and I don't know where it is at the moment.
So like on Facebook, not that it is, but if
I don't touch my Facebook.
If you
like,
hypothetically change the relationship status, would it say like it's complicated?
it should.
That's what it would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like since I've been in Philly for 3 years. I have been most of the time.
Mhm.
So I know the stuff you're dealing with,
Yeah.
but I never went to an event like that, and I don't know how I would do it.
It's fun. No, it's
Yeah.
really like, I feel like, again, like you think about it, and when I talk to females about it, they are super excited. When I talk to
Yeah.
guys, they do get a little more like, oh, like that's interesting, but it's just different.
Yeah.
But there are so many great girls that come where the guys automatically feel at ease because they're like, oh, wait, like there's so many beautiful women in this room that I don't need to be like nervous. And sometimes guys will come with a guy friend.
Okay.
So they have like that person to kind of like, tag team with. But they're fun. They're honestly so much fun. I make them fun. I talk to everyone that comes in. It's just like after the event, I'm personally exhausted. Like I put on such a show and such like a.
Is it just you or is there someone else?
So I get some volunteers.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like, force my friends to come because I just like, I also need someone like when I have sometimes I have interesting conversations and I need to go to someone to debrief or like laugh it off. Or sometimes I'm like, wow, like, have you seen that guy over there? He is handsome. I need a best friend to talk to about that. But then also people that are just in Philadelphia sometimes want to volunteer. It's a great way. People use it to like kind of see the event before they come. And I don't mind, after you're done volunteering, go ahead, go mingle. Like, thank you for helping me. But like I'm the one, we also have giveaways all the time. So I'm the one like doing the giveaway winners and things like that. So it's great. It's fun. But people always like put me on this like pedestal at the events. And if someone is ever interested in me, it's always the end of the event that I'm approached. And it's normally like not just one person, actually. It's like everyone who was looking at me all the event. They were like, well, like we wanted to wait until the end. And I find it so like, it's so cute. I'm like, oh, thank you. And, depending on the vibe, we'll say I'm a busy girl. So you have to be really, really someone special for me to make some time.
Smart. So just tell people like how they can find your Instagram or whatever.
So we are Date Philadelphia on Instagram. No spaces, no underscores, just like Date Philadelphia. We're also on Facebook, Eventbrite, literally Date Philadelphia on everything. Search it up. If you have any questions, I do run all the accounts, so feel free to message me. Again, my name is Vanessa. If you look deep enough in Date Philadelphia's account, you will find my personal Instagram as well, which is just Vanessa Rodriguez. And I'm so excited. If you guys come because you've seen this, you have to let me know. So thank you. And it's so fun.
Thank you for coming on. This was
Yes.
fun. Yeah.
Go Birds.